Hey guys, this is Cody with KGSG, and today I'm going to be going over my gun that I mostly carry every day, and also my Safariland holster. So, safety check. What I carry every day, generally, is a Glock 17 Gen 3, and I'm going to go over all the stuff I've done to it real quick. So, once again, I apologize for the possibly bad camera. This is all I have right now. Where's my lens at? There. So, what I have here is the Primary Weapon Systems EDC, EDC, Enhanced Duty Slide. So, first thing you'll notice is the front side serrations on the slide right here. You also have rear side serrations back here, just like normal. Right on top, you have the Primary Weapon Systems logo. You also can see, yes, I'm pointing a gun at you through the camera. The chamfers, right here, I don't know how well that's going to show up. There's a flat. To reduce the mass and the overall size of the gun. Another thing that this gun, two more things that this gun does, or this slide does, that's pretty cool. So, you can see inside, right here, there's a cutout to lighten the slide up a little bit. And then also, what I believe it is, correct me if I'm wrong guys here in the comments, they redesigned the striker channel, I believe it was, so you can actually have a 2-pound lighter trigger. So with a standard trigger being 5.5 pounds in a Glock, you now have a 3.5 pound trigger. And the cool thing about that is you can kind of get away with all the bullshit if you ever have to use your gun in a defensive situation. You didn't actually modify your trigger, but you do have a better trigger pull. I don't know how relevant that's going to be in a court situation. I've heard issues with that popping up in court cases before, so just something to be aware of. That's it for the slide on the top. I have Trijicon night sights, the standard ones. I have a Storm Lake threaded barrel. Quick little note is this will work itself loose, so an O-ring will help that. This will provide a little tension so that it doesn't unthread during carry or during shooting. On the front I have the Surefire X300 Uniform Bravo, or UB, U-boat, whatever you want to call it. It's 600 lumens, and then you have momentary on by pressing right here, forward on the gun, or on the light, sorry. Same on, it's ambidextrous. You also have down for constant on, and up for constant on, and that's on both sides. This little button right here. Now you do get some carbon buildup from, you can see a ring around here. The threaded barrel helps that a little bit, I think at least. Extends it kind of past the position where the barrel would normally be on your Glock 17. Kind of the same deal as a Roland Special, although I don't think it does as good of a job as the KKM comp. Let's see, what else? Over here I have the Tango Down extended slide catch and Tango Down extended magazine release. And then on the back I have, I forget who makes it, but it's a beaver tail extension. It also gives you a little bit down here also. They make a smooth one like that, and this one with the ridges so you can kind of get a better purchase with your hand. And the reason I have that on there is my hands are large. I wear size 2XL gloves, and I get the railroad tracks from shooting Glocks normally, and that's where the slide comes back and cuts into your hand. And it's not something that, it's annoying, it's not super painful, it's drawn blood before, but this negates that because it lowers my grip slightly and extends the beaver tail out to where it can't cut me anymore. And you do get a little bit lower purchase on the gun with that, but still, if you see my hand, it's still a pretty high grip, so you're not going to have a lot of muzzle flip issues with that. The other thing I've done is I've added an Agency Arms magazine well. And what that does is it is chamfered on the inside or flared to allow easier reloads. You have a little larger opening, and also if you come in at an angle, it doesn't get stuck and it helps it guide into the magazine well. Besides that, I think that's everything I've done to this one. So, a couple other little quick things. Primary Weapon Systems no longer makes this slide, or I think Zev actually made it for him, is what I've heard, I don't know. But they no longer make this slide, so you can't get these anymore unless you find one online or something like that. They did make a model that has a cutout on the top so you can add an RMR. I don't know if that one had the lightning cut inside of it, because that seems like it would be right where you would have to mill into the slide to mount the RMR, and then possibly right where you would have to drill the holes. I've contacted PWS about that, and they said I asked a very specific question, and their response was, we can't do it in-house. You'll have to contact a local gunsmith to see if it can be done. I've measured it. I have a degree in gunsmithing. I've measured it. It comes in very close to where I wouldn't want to do it without them saying, yeah, we've got this in all of our cut guns for the RMRs. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to take some more measurements. Also need to do a little bit of research on the exact measurements for the screw holes. Anyway, so if you can find one of these, I highly recommend the slide. The barrel's awesome. Everything I've done to this gun, I'd recommend. Oh, I've also... I just flagged myself, kind of. I've cut off my finger grooves. There's still a little bit of a nub. I didn't go too deep with it. And then I've also undercut on the trigger well a little bit, so that allows me to get a little bit higher purchase on the weapon. And also, my hands are large, and my fingers overlay right on top of the finger grooves instead of going inside of them. Finger groove set Glock. Apparently the new Gen 5s are not going to have that, which would be awesome. So I cut those off just to make it more comfortable for me to shoot. Oh, the magazine is a standard Glock 17 factory magazine with a pierce grip +3 extension. It says I can only fit 2 extra rounds into the magazine with that extension on there, but you know, I get 20 rounds with one in the chamber with this, so I'm pretty happy with that. The next thing we're going to go over is the Safariland 6354 DO, and this one is set up to take the RMR and a Surefire X300. It has the Cordura cloth overlay on it. I like that, you know. It it does kind of stain if you get stuff on it, which I'm sure you could wash it out. I'm not super worried about a couple little darker green areas on the holster. I have the standard belt attachment on there, and the Safariland offers a huge amount of different mounting solutions, so you could mount it any way you want, to a vest, on a drop leg, quick disconnects, multiple different things. You have a little tension screw right here to tension the holster to make it tighter so your gun doesn't wobble around in there. And then it has a felt lining on the inside to protect your gun. And the nice thing about this one, this is the ALS system. So you have a thumb release. Let's see if I can get this without flagging myself. You pull down and it releases the gun, and what that does is it locks on to the ejection port. Oh, it went out of focus. We'll see if it can go back in. There it goes. So this, is a lot safer system than the Shithawk Serpa. You can also cant this if you want to carry it canted. I like a straight up and down pull for, you know, just outside the waistband for standard carry. If I'm trying to conceal something, a cant does work a little bit better for concealing. This one is actually for a Glock 34, the long slide Glock, because I have the threaded barrel on my gun. So it encases the entire thing. I don't have any ported barrel, or I'm sorry, extended threaded barrel sticking out. You can take out the bottom retaining, or bottom little plug right here, so you could fit, if you had a Glock 17 with a threaded barrel, you could fit, and you had the Glock 17 holster, you could fit it in there if you took that out. I don't know what that will do to the structural integrity of the holster. I've not tried that. Let's yes. Also, last thing about this holster is this is a Glock 19. Safety check. Glock 19 without any lights or anything on that. It will lock the gun in there without a light, without the RMR, which this other one doesn't have either currently, with a shorter barrel. It does, you can see that the gun does move in there. And even with my 17 with a threaded barrel, it does have just that much movement in it. With a 34, it won't have any movement, or with a Roland Special, which is a Glock 19 with the KKM threaded barrel and KKM comp, 4-port comp, it should lock in there perfect. So that is going to be another great option for me to carry when I convert this to a Roland Special. I'm very happy with the holster. It's extremely rugged. There's a little bit of fraying down here at the bottom where it rubs up against things, and right up here along the cutout for the RMR. Also right here, probably the weakest point of the holster, the most exposed point without the extra, you know, this goes down less far than this. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This is starting to come off a little bit, but it's been like that for months and it hasn't moved or been torn off anymore. So that's good. I'm very happy with the quality of the holster. I'm also a big fan of the ALS system. So I would recommend this holster a lot, or any of the Safariland holsters. Especially if you want something that has retention for open carry, duty use, or whatever. I believe that is it for the holster. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'm trying to upload some more other stuff. Maybe one more tonight if I can get it pushed out and think of something not super easy or not super hard that I don't need a cameraman for. My roommate's asleep right now. Long day on the road. So, yeah, we'll see if I can figure out one more thing to do today. If not, then I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It'd be awesome if you do that. And then also, I forgot to mention this in my last video, watch primary and secondary.